Hi, this is Steve Chang again, trying to let you know and explain to you all the different moving parts of Medicare A, B, C, and D. This is a quick overview. There's another video, a number one video, where we explain the general ideas of when and how to get Medicare Part A and B. And this one actually gives into a little more detail of actually how it works. So I'm going to do a quick video. It shouldn't be too long. And starting with Part A. So when you hear parts, that has to do with Medicare. And the next page is Part D. A, B, C, and D. And if you're talking about plans, that has to do with insurance. We're going to talk about it in a little bit later. So, starting off, Part A, when you're 65 years old and you've been working in this country and paying taxes, means you can go to pretty much most of the hospitals around anywhere and be covered. For example, in the first 2 months of a hospital stay for 60 days, everything's covered except for $1,408. That's what you would pay out of pocket. If you stay there another consecutive, no break in coverage, another month, it's a little bit more money. It's $352 per day for these 30 days. So multiply this and that, gives you're on the hook for $10,000-ish. And if you happen to be unlucky and stay in the hospital another 2 months consecutively, no break in coverage, it doubles from $352 a day to $704 per day, but for 60 days rather than 30 days. So multiply this times that, gives you about $42,000. So these are the things that people worry about if you just have Medicare A and B. By the way, you need to know this. Medicare A and B, when you have A and B, it's just called Original Medicare. You need to know this when you're shopping for the drug programs a little bit later, but that's what it's called. Okay? Original Medicare just means you have A and B, and that's all that means. Back to Part B. Part B has to do with medical expenses. And when I say medical expenses, I am talking about primary and specialist Medicare doctor visits, all your lab work, MRIs, x-rays, CAT scans, EKGs, blood work, scratch tests, you name it. Ambulance, physical therapy, outpatient surgery, emergency room, and preventive care. All these items go under Part B. And you're going to pay for this thing. Typically, the base rate is $144.30. This is starting in 2020. So if you're paying $134, that's last year's rates, right? This is 2020 rates. And I'm going to skip to the second page. Oops, here we go. And so back in 2007 and 2011, the base rate's $144.60, but if you happen to make more money, for example, if you're single and you make more than $87,000, guess what? They're going to charge you more money. It's not called a tax. Remember George Bush #2 Jr. said, "Read my lips, no new taxes." Well, these aren't taxes, but they're more fees. So you're going to pay more money, and starting in 2011, they added a little bit more to pay for the drug program. So add these two numbers together, give you the total cost in this category. So if you happen to make, for example, $90,000 in this category as a single person, you're going to pay $214.60 a month, or $320, $426, $532, or $568. Or if you're married, filing jointly, this is what happens here. So be aware, it is not going to be pretty, but you have a good problem. You're making more money than everyone else. So back to Part B. So what happens for the base rate or more if you make more money, starting in 2020, what you get for your money is coverage to see any Medicare provider, hospital, or lab for any of these things. And what happens is you have a $198 deductible, very small deductible, and you pay 20%. Medicare pays 80%. In our world, we call this, in the health insurance industry, a 20-80 plan. You're on the hook for 20%. Medicare's on the hook for 80. And what makes this plan a little bit different than all the health plans you've ever been used to, accustomed to, is this 20% goes on and on and on to infinity. There is no stopping point. There is no cap. There is no maximum out of pocket. Most of all the plans you'll see out there, there's a cap on it. Not on this one. So this is what people worry about when they're on Medicare, when they have just A and B. And that's why people are looking for insurance things to cover what I call the leftovers. So in the world of health insurance, you're on the hook for $198, which isn't a big deal. $198 is very small. But you're on the hook for the 20%. That's what scares people, to unlimited numbers. Also, what you're going to see is that you have your choice. Hang on a second. So here you are getting Medicare, and basically you're choosing between two types of plans. There's a fork in the road. You can choose a Medicare supplement plan, MedSup as I call it, or you can get a Medicare Advantage program. One gives you full choice of doctors anywhere in the country, or hospitals or labs, and Medicare Advantage programs are also called Part C programs. And you're going to see that you have to use their list, their network. If you don't, all bets are off. A good example would be in San Francisco, for example. You would have choice of Kaiser, you would have choice of HealthNet, Healthy Heart. You'd have options to scan, AARP. But basically, these are all HMO plans, and you have to stay in their network. So if you want choice and flexibility, you want to stay with a Medicare supplement plan. If it's not necessary, if you don't have this urge to go outside and have all that choice, then you can stay with Kaiser or HealthNet or Scan or AARP, and you can switch it around every year amongst them, but you can't go to a Medicare supplement plan too well if you have health issues. They don't have to take you after 6 months if you have health questions. Okay? So that's a big choice. So don't forget, if you're okay with local networks, then go with the Medicare Part C. If you want more flexibility, choose a Medicare supplement plan. A Medicare supplement plan, and the best one that you can get now that you're in January of 2020, the best one that you can get is a G plan. A G plan will cover this. A G plan will take care of this, will take care of this, take care of this. So if you go to the hospital, you don't pay anything for the 5 months, and a Plan G will add 1 more year of coverage. So you can basically get in the hospital for 1 year and 5 months and not pay anything out of pocket. That's what a Plan G will do. A Plan G will also take care of the 20%, and you'll have foreign travel coverage up to $50,000 in an emergency outside. They'll pay 80% of the bill, but no more than $50,000. Okay, that's the best you can do. Plan G still will now make you pay for the $198. In the years past, we could have offered you a Plan F, but in the wisdom of Congress, they said, we don't want people having full coverage reimbursement. So you are now on the hook for $198 with G. And G runs about $130-ish, no matter where you go. And I'll show you what happens to that in a bit. Okay? So don't forget, with Medicare supplement plans, they're also called Medigap programs. In 1992, a quick history, Congress got tired of insurance guys like me selling overlapping benefits. So we'd sell you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 policies to cover what Medicare didn't cover, or the leftovers, as I call them. But over time, Plan F became the strongest option, but just recently, Plan F has been banned by Congress, and now you have Plan G. Now, what you need to know, being in California, is that you can shop it every year. It's called the California Birthday Rule. On your birthday every year, you can buy another Plan G or lower in benefits without any health questions. So it keeps them honest. It keeps the insurance companies honest. And so Plan G, no matter where you go, it's pretty competitively priced no matter where you go, because they're worried about people leaving them, because they can on their birthday. And that's what this is. Now, when you're shopping for a Plan G or whatever other letter you have, a Plan G is a Plan G is a Plan G. It doesn't matter where you are. Okay? You are basically getting the same program, whether you're getting from AARP, Blue Shield, Anthem Blue Cross, Health Net, any of them. Whatever plan you're looking for, it's the same. A Plan G is a Plan G. It works with all the doctors, the same hospital, the same labs. So you don't worry about, if I switch plans, am I going to get messed up? You won't. Now, unlike the Medicare Advantage programs, which includes drugs, when you buy a Medigap or a Medicare supplement plan, you have to look for a drug program. We don't sell it, but in another video, I'll show you how to use it, and you can shop on your own at Medicare.gov, the government website. And in 2020, they have 32 plans for you to choose from. So we'll show you that in another video, specifically how to shop on that video. And then you can sign in and have a permanent way of changing things around once every year. It's very, very intuitive. Once again, I'm Steve. If you get stuck, give me a buzz, send me an email. This video is primarily geared for my existing clients. I've been doing it for 40 years, and everybody's aging into Medicare. So don't worry, we're going to do our best to get you into the next spot as easily as possible. Appreciate it.